How's it going, Song of Ice and Fire fans? Grant from Yecats Miniatures here, bringing you another unboxing and analysis, and this time we're looking at House Martell's Dune Vipers. Now, we're going to look at the unboxing first, and then afterwards, as always, we'll join up with Brett to talk about their uses in the army. Now, we start off with the artwork. It's really nice artwork, a lot of action going on. It's a bad day to be a Dornishman by the look of it, because they're getting netted and speared. We'll get this plastic wrapping off for you. Look at that lady right at the back, jumping on it. There's so much dynamism on display. So we're looking at 5 separate sculpts. Now, no attachments in this unit, or in this box I should say, but there is a standard bearer, which is the one with the big snake on the back. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So we've got our 12 woman infantry tray, as per normal. We've got our unit card. Just quickly grab out the English one. There we go. And again, myself and Brett will be going over these in more detail after the unboxing. So let's look at some of the sculpts. So we're going to start off with the standard bearer. Now, it looks really strange to me, just the way that the standard is, sort of coming out off of the back, tied in. Really nice. I like the Viper. I like all the movement, loads of movement, and a very impractical spear. But maybe that's why they need 4s to hit. But it's yeah, really nice model, loads of movement, and it's a great sculpt again. I haven't seen a bad Martell sculpt yet. And this is my favourite sculpt from the box. There's loads and loads of action going on here. I love the fact she's quite low to the ground. She's about to pounce. Got the spear ready to slash. The net ready to come forward. Yeah, definitely my favourite sculpt in this box. If it's your favourite sculpt, leave a comment in the section below. Yeah, look at it. It's so good. So nice. I really like the headwear as well. Like the snake on the headwear. Then we look at our third sculpt from the box. This one's a bit more stationary. Still really very highly detailed. The spear's in a quite a nice sort of place. The net sort of around the back, and loads of detail in the armour. If you see on the shoulder guards, they've got really nice sort of swirly, embossed pads. They're really cool, like it's almost like a Games Workshop high elf sort of mid belt. Then we look at our next sculpt, and this one's got a lot more movement in it. So obviously this one's leaping forward, mid spear thrust, sort of turning torso. And again, the movement in all the materials just make it look really, really good. It's a nice funky headdress going on there as well. We look at our final sculpt. Now this is my second favourite sculpt from the box. I really, really like this. There's quite a lot of dynamism going on with the pose. I love how the net sort of mid throw, the very impractical spears sort of behind. And it all looks, the miniatures all moving in one sort of motion, rather than sort of one bit going one way, one bit going the other. It's really good. It's a lot of thought gone into this sculpt. Again, I think when these get some paint on them, they're going to look incredible. So if you have painted these already, because they've been out a little while now, make sure you tag us on Instagram so we can check it out. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a spinning shot and go and jump on a call with Brett so we can talk about how to use these guys in the Martell faction. Hey Brett, how you doing, man?
Hey Grant, how you doing today?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. We are on box 3 of the Martell unboxings. We're now going to be looking at the Dune Vipers.
Another box of ladies.
Another box of ladies, mate. Yeah, this time they come with fishnets, not the sexy ones. The fishnets for catching people.
Well, I mean they are kind of sexy in that regard, right? They're certainly sexier than Night Goblin netters, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I quite like them. No, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I quite like the goblin noses. So let's go over this card then before this conversation becomes nonsensical. So they're a movement 6 infantry unit. They've got a spear and net attack profile, which is a 7/6/4 attack profile, hit on a 4+, with a 4+ defensive save and a 6+ morale. So pretty good profile there. The spear and net. After completing this attack, the defender becomes weakened. So that's a cool bit of like defensive stuff there. And they also come with counter strike. So each time this unit is attacked with a melee attack, for each miss, the attacker suffers 1 hit. And they also come with gang up. All friendly units' melee attacks gain +1 to hit and +1 attack die on enemies that are engaged with this unit and at least one other friendly unit. And this is quite a large package for 6 points. It's a lot of rules on that card, Brett. There's a lot of rules on that card.
It is. It's a lot, and I think to start off with the first kind of trapping that can happen with this unit is gang up. So obviously it's a great ability. I think when I hear people talking about this unit, they're going for the gang up. They're kind of imagining what they're going to be able to do with it. Gang up without a ton of activations can be difficult to pull off. So the only faction that really gets to do gang up at will is Free Folk. Free Folk have 92 activations. I've counted, don't question it. That's why they're able to set up those plays with gang up. You're going to have a little bit more difficulty playing Martells getting gang up off, because normally what's going to happen is you're going to charge in. If the activation count is even or your opponent has more, they're just going to activate, slide over so that you can't get the second unit in there. With that said, this is a good unit even without gang up. So I just want to put that out there. They are a phenomenal support unit even without the gang up. I think you're bringing these ladies for their speed. You're bringing them for the weaken tokens, and then the gang up is just a bonus. But the counter strike is always nice, in particular when they generate their own weaken tokens. Shameless plug, Chevster and I discussed the potency that you get out of a unit like Baratheon Wardens, who have counter-strike and don't necessarily always provide their own weaken token. This can be the same case for these ladies.
I agree. And I think that, I think they're a good unit on their own. This, for me, is an epic support unit in like every single way. The giving out weaken tokens is awesome. That's really helpful to stop getting hit back. We know that counter strike is a decent rule, and gang up is a decent bonus. And I think the only sort of way that we can make this work even better is by putting the dervish captain with disrupt. I know it's a 2-point attachment. No 2-point attachments are generally quite frowned upon, but to have that disrupt in there as well really synergizes well with the counter strikes. Yeah, as you say, with the weaken as well. It's I think it's got. I really like them. I think it's the first I've really looked at them, but I quite like the idea of getting them in combat. And obviously, once they're in combat, the Starfall Knights that we spoke about recently, now they're hitting on 2s with 11 attack dice on the charge.
And I think another big thing for them, they just have instant synergy with Harmon Uller, because you can play set for charge. They're going to weaken you before you resolve your attack. Already charged, they don't have a choice but to make the attack. So now they have to attack you and they're weakened. So they can end up getting hurt by Counter-Strike. Mix that with Ober and NCU, and you get some pretty nasty business going on. I quite like them. They probably underused a little bit, but I think they're solid.
Yeah. Well, we don't tend to see loads and loads of Martell armies in the tournaments at the minute. I don't think, not as far as I've been aware anyway. So it'd be quite interesting as they become more prominent on the scene to see if these guys take more of a sort of place in the roster. We've spoke about it before, Brett. The 6-point cost is so well contested in the House Martell army. The 6-point units has to be something decent to be able to compete with the Sunspear Dervishes and the Sand Skirmishers. Or Sand Skirmishers 7, aren't they?
Yeah, Sand Skirmishers are amazing though. But no, I completely agree. Their 6-point roster is stacked. Their entire roster is stacked. Actually, there's just not a bad choice that we have seen so far. I hope that continues. I really like the Martells, but Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned in the other video, I've bought every single release for the Martells because every single one has a place somewhere. And somewhere along the line, I'm going to end up discovering something that I want to try, and I'll have the models on hand to do it.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I agree. And also, we've seen the next Martell's Heroes box sort of artwork leaked out. You know, by the time this video goes live, I don't think they'll be out by now. But if they have, hopefully we'd have sat down and had a chat about them. But you know, as more commanders, more attachments get released for the faction, you know, units become viable again, don't they? So it might be that there's an attachment in there that will make Dune Vipers even better. There might be a commander that gives cards that makes them even better. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're a bad unit, and I quite like them. I've not used them. I fully intend to because I quite like the sort of set of rules they have. You know, they're definitely a self-supporting unit, aren't they? With a weakened counter strike and gang up.
Yep, I agree. And don't underestimate a speed 6 on an infantry unit. That's a really, really fast unit. Plus, I mean, again, nice models.
Yeah, really nice.
They're chicks, man. Chicks with nets. Can't go wrong.
Sweet. So, are there any attachments that you put in there more than any other attachment? So, I think the Dervish Captain's a good shout, but again, it's 2 points, making an 8-point unit.
I think the Dervish Captain is a good shout, and it's not just because he brings Disrupt, but he also brings Sow Discord. And whenever you have a unit like this that's got passive damage, that's got retribution for attacking them, you've got to incentivize the reason to even go attack them in the first place. And I think the fact that the Dervish Captain has Sow Discord kind of gives some factions a reason to have to try to deal with you. If you're free folk, now that the Mance bubble has been popped, thank the Lord in heaven, if you've got a Dervish Captain, they can be throwing Sow Discord out and taking insignificant away from Raiders. That's going to be a situation that makes you pretty uncomfortable. Additionally, you can just Sow Discord and take hidden traps away from trappers. They are heavily reliant on that. You can go for a Sow Discord on like the Styre Thins or something to drop Thin Supremacy. There's free folk, they really depend on those abilities. They really depend on them, and they're not exactly bolstered in the morale department. So for me, the clear winner is the Dervish Captain.
Yeah. I'll tell you another good attachment for these as well is Ramsay Snow.
Yeah, he just goes well everywhere. But I mean, yeah, I agree. It's incentive. You don't want to leave Ramsay alone. He can set up shop in the center of the field, slap the crap out of Reek, throw some panic tokens out. Additionally, he can be a kind of a center anchor point with intimidating presence. That's a nice spot to fire in. That's a nice spot to go get into flanks, getting the extra panic wounds. He's just something that you have to deal with. So yeah, if you can create a unit out of these ladies where they have a reason to come and charge you, then they work. They don't work if your opponent can just retreat from them or just kind of avoid them, because their melee profile alone probably isn't enough to make your opponent be like, well, I've got to go deal with this unit. They're not going to do a ton of damage without support. So give them something, make them attack you, and then that's where they'll really shine.
Yeah, there's not really much more to add to that, really. I think I totally agree. I think there is obvious synergy there with Harmon Uller as a commander. He tends to be the big daddy of Martells at the minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just battle endurance is pick a unit, and battle endurance works on it. And so that's the larger reason.
Yeah. Are you taking these over the other 6-point units in the army, or are these still low down in your pecking order at the minute?
I took a little bit of a sabbatical away from Martells for a bit. There for a while. I think a lot of it was, I predicted on Small Council Radio when I was speaking with Fabio, I predicted that Martells would rise and then they would kind of plateau. Maybe drop a little bit and then plateau. And I think for the time that I was playing Martells, they were on a rise. I think they actually eclipsed Free Folk for a split second in the ratings. So just given the negative, the negative feeling people had about Martells, I kind of put them aside for a while. Probably safe to bring them back out now. They're a pretty fair faction.
No, I think so. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, final thoughts, mate. Run them, definitely get them, because I think if you're a painter rather than a player, this is a nice unit to be painting. The miniatures are absolutely stunning. She's got a weird old standard bearer where she's got like a stick on her back. Not too sure about that, but the rest of them I really like, and I think they have got play in the Martells. Definitely chuck some attachments in there. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know how you're using these guys. Tell us if we've missed anything, maybe. If there's a certain commanders that work better than other commanders in these. Thanks for your time. Cheers for checking the video out. Thanks for your time again, Brett. We appreciate it, as always, brother.
Oh, it's my pleasure, as it always is. I actually quite enjoy talking about the Martells.
No, you quite enjoy talking to me about Martells.
True. That was the missing piece. I have to be talking to you about Martells, and then it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. And it really warms my heart to have you say that without prompting. Right. Anyway, cheers for your time, Brett, man. Make sure you like the channel. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you like the videos and you're enjoying them, make sure you do leave a comment in the section below. Let us know what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. No, it's not wrong to say you want to see less of Brett. That's fine. He's the co-owner of the channel, so I can't kick him out. But I can mute him. That's fine.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Did you trap your finger again?
No, your words, man. Your words hurt. Your words hurt.
I'm just feel burnt by what you said, and it's easy for me to get burnt because I'm ginger.
You've so discorded my personality, man. You've zapped it.
Sorry, man.
For the rest of the round.
Right. Okay. Look, let's take it off the podcast and we'll make up.
All right.
Cheers, Brett, man. You take care, yeah?
All right. See you guys later.
Take care, man. Bye.